So we're making Spanish potato soup. Here are the ingredients. We have a can of black beans, a couple of potatoes, 1 carrot, a couple of chorizo sausages, some onion, and that is some cup of soup I found in the cupboard as I didn't have chicken stock, but normally you would use chicken stock or vegetable stock or any stock, or like me, if you've run out, you can use a cup of soup. Now I like to chop my onions in 2 different sizes. I like to dice some and to make some chunky. This is so that it flavors the soup, but there's also some chunky onion left over when the soup is all cooked. So I've just chopped up the chorizo roughly. You don't want to make it look like store-bought or your family will think you bought this. And we're going to cook this until the juices have come out of the chorizo, and then we're going to take it out of the saucepan, and while that's cooking we're going to chop up the carrots and the potatoes. So I've chopped up half my potatoes and I've cut them up small because I want these to break down and make the soup thicker. I've also chopped up my carrots, which will add sweetness, and I'm going to place it into the pan with the chorizo. Then I'm going to cut up these other potatoes bigger and they can go in later. Okay, so this is pretty much done. The onion is still not cooked, which is what you want, the bigger pieces anyway. And we're going to take this out and we're going to pour in our stock and our potatoes. So your pan should look like it's got some nice coloration left. We're just going to dump in our stock soup and place in the potatoes. Give it a stir. Now remember that chorizo is really salty, but potatoes suck up salt, so we may have to salt. We're just going to try it a little bit later. Cup of soups are also really salty, so we'll just wait and see. I also have my black beans, which I'm going to add now. And I have rinsed those really, really well to get rid of all of that can muck that's in it. And with the beans and the potatoes, this is going to be a really hearty, filling soup. And it's going to be delicious. So we're going to bring that to the boil. This is our yummy vegetables that we have taken out. And once that's boiling and has been boiling for around about 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to return this back in. In the meantime, we're going to cut up 1/4 of a cabbage, optional to add, but it really does add something special. So I've chopped up my cabbage. This is about how big I have made them. We're not going to add that until about 5 minutes before we finish cooking the soup, maybe a bit more. It's just going to add some green, I guess. Okay, so it's been bubbling away here for about 3 minutes or so. I'm just going to put my yummy ingredients in. So at this point I'm also going to add some more water. I should mention that cup of soup that I chose to use doesn't taste very good, so hopefully everything else we've put in here pumps it up a little bit. That's what you get for not buying chicken stock. I'm sorry. Now that's going to need 5 to 10 minutes, just boiling away there. And we'll come back in about maybe 7 minutes and put the cabbage in. Okay, so it's been boiling for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to check the potato is still a bit firm, but usually if it doesn't hold on to the knife, it's ready. So we want the potato to be cooked all the way through. But now is a good time to add the cabbage because it's almost cooked. Now I do think I chopped up too much cabbage, but let's use some, not all of it. So I think you can see that it has thickened up quite a lot. It's probably due to those smaller potatoes breaking down and creating some nice starchy goodness. I'm just going to put my lid back on and let it cook for a little longer. So this is it. It looks so good. It smells so good. So I'm just going to do the knife test with the potato. Remember, it shouldn't come out of the soup. Yeah, it's still got some holding on there. It's close though. So I think probably I'm just going to leave it uncovered. It's dug the potato down. And I think in about maybe 2 minutes it will be done. And voila, bon appetit!